On July 8, 2024, after Bus 11 was a no-show, I then stepped onto the next Bus 11 and stated that I had a lot on the Cleveland Regional Transit Authority, and I was going to submit it to the television stations. And I have been writing transit for 6 years. I am reading off of a sheet of paper because it's lengthy. I have been writing the bus, unfortunately, for 6 years, and I have been a repeated recipient of hate crime. And while I did nothing but ride the bus, except when I stood up for a homeless black female who was mistreated by a white male R.T.A. driver. Then I stood up to a white male who covered his eyes and his face as each black person stepped onto the bus. He then refused to move to the back for an elderly black man. However, he did move after I insisted that he give up his seat for the elderly black man, and I didn't give up until he did. I was then assaulted by a light-skinned black female. However, that was not the first assault on the bus. The black male R.T.A. driver stepped off of the bus with the transit police when they finally arrived 20 minutes after 20 minutes. As the black light-skinned female continued to assault me, I recorded it. I also recorded that the transit police then allowed the light-skinned black female to walk away because of her association with the YWCA, whom I have not been silent about their awareness of the prostitution that was occurring during the day and night directly in front of the building of the Norma Her Women's Shelter, where security guards were temporarily employed on the interior and then participating in the prostitution on the exterior, in addition to the Cleveland Police Department. The front of the building, it's not possible to ignore it because it's all glass. The whole building is glass, so it's not possible to ignore women selling themselves and the individuals who were who were purchasing them. I know that's not a nice way to put it, but that's what it is. It has been admitted to me by individuals who receive government assistance that they are paid to harass me. This is known as a hate crime. If a person is going to be hateful towards me, I am going to turn their words against them, but they won't like it. So now let's start with the short list of the Cleveland Regional Transit Authority. February 13, 2024, Tuesday, Bus 9, 8:45 p.m., number 3867 was the bus number. A black male stood in the middle of the street and didn't allow the bus to pass. He stepped forward and leaned on the bike rack that is attached to the front of the bus. He then tried to stop the bus from moving forward by grabbing onto the handle on the front passenger door. The same bus driver then told me a few days later, she started the conversation with me that R.T.A. was going to take swift legal action against the individual because, from what I could see, when something is done against R.T.A., not an assault or sexual harassment, but holding a bus hostage, I guess you can call it, was going to be, that individual would then be charged. March 11, 2024, Monday, Bus 11, 10:18 a.m., bus number 3605, 10:22 a.m. Transit Police number 963 vehicle drove on East 21st from behind Bus 11 as Bus 11 was turning towards Cuyahoga Community College. A black male then got on the bus who was playing his music loudly. He continued to play his music the entire time in violation of state law when riding federal public transportation. The female R.T.A. federal employee didn't tell the male passenger to turn off the speaker of his device or put on headphones until I said, "I'm going to let the supervisor know that this bus isn't well maintained." She then told the passenger to turn down his music instead of fully complying with state law. March 12, 2024, Tuesday, Bus 9, 10:13 a.m., bus number 3408. A black male who sexually harassed me on the bus on a prior date stepped onto Bus 9, number 3408. R.T.A. drivers have told me that they are aware that he harasses people on the bus, including his sexual harassment against me. However, he is allowed to continue to ride the bus. When he stepped on the bus on 3/12/24, he repeatedly told the bus driver that his phone stated activated as of 10-something a.m. and that it wasn't that time yet. The R.T.A. driver stated that the time was 10:45 a.m. The black male passenger then started to yell at the bus driver from his seat. He was allowed to sit down. A black woman who was reading and another black female yelled at him and told him to shut up. The black male then started to yell at them. I then walked to the front of the bus and told the R.T.A. male employee to stop the bus and tell the black male to get off of the bus. The R.T.A. male employee refused, once again violating state law when riding public transportation. I told the R.T.A. employee that I was going to contact the general manager. The R.T.A. driver said, "Go ahead." He also told me that if I have a phone that I should call transit police. But he said that the transit police were watching the entire incident on their video screens. The R.T.A. employee ignored me and then asked me, "Who are you talking to?" He also said that he was going to ignore me because I was pointing my finger at him. The black male then spoke, the one who was yelling at everyone, then spoke sexual innuendos and said that when God gives to someone, God then says, "You owe me." And this black male then said that he must be really special for that to occur. His words related to things that I have said on YouTube. The black male stepped off of the bus at 11:08 a.m. And what I mean by that, by what I have said, but what I have stated in regards to what I used to have before my father and his friends took it all away from me. April 1st, 2024, Monday, bus 9, number 3803, 8:45 p.m. to 8:50 p.m. R.T.A. employee scraped the side of a vehicle on Mayfield Road in Little Italy, east of the Little Italy Rapid Station. The black male bus driver stopped the bus. However, he did not step off of the bus immediately to examine the damage that he had caused on the vehicle that was parked against the curb on Mayfield Road. He then finally did step off of the bus and walked back to examine the vehicle that he hit, the vehicle that was facing west. I stepped off of the bus because I was going to walk to Euclid Avenue. While I was walking, I turned to look back at bus 9 and saw the R.T.A. federal government employee start the bus and started to drive west towards me. So I stopped walking at the Little Italy Rapid Station bus stop. When I stepped onto the bus, I questioned the R.T.A. male employee regarding his hit and run. He replied that he had to keep the bus moving and that he would just fill out an incident report. Remember that, those words of he had to keep the bus moving, because a driver, R.T.A. driver, would then stop to purchase food at a restaurant during a time when she had to keep the bus moving. But that's going to occur 3 months from this. So on this night, on April 1st, I saw a police car in the parking lot of the Little Italy Rapid Station with its rooftop lights on. They were parked behind a vehicle that they had pulled over. I told the R.T.A. driver, "There's police over there." However, he continued to drive. 8:58 p.m., the R.T.A. male federal employee called in the accident on the R.T.A. phone at East 105 in Euclid. I heard him talking about his hit and run on the phone. A replacement bus 9 arrived at 9:11 p.m. That bus was 3342. Number 3342. June 14, 2024, Thursday, bus 9, 8:30 p.m. Now remember, this is the short list. There's so much more in between these dates. Bus 9, 8:30 p.m., 3347. R.T.A. federal driver took their foot off of the brake pedal as a passenger was in front of the bus, putting their bike on the bike rack that is attached to the front of the bus. 8:41 p.m., a passenger played vulgar and profane music on speaker in violation of state law when riding public transportation. The R.T.A. federal employee, however, remained silent. 8:45 p.m., the same passenger turned the music louder. The same R.T.A. federal employee remained silent. This occurs on a daily basis while riding R.T.A. 6/21/24, Friday, bus 11, 1:03 p.m., bus number 3863. A female passenger stood at the front of the bus talking to a female R.T.A. driver. The female passenger stated, "Pussy in the ass all night." That was her quote, "Pussy in the ass all night," and cops were mentioned. She also stated that Italians and Germans brought diseases into the United States as she looked back at me. The R.T.A. female federal employee, the driver, didn't tell her to be quiet, didn't tell her that she shouldn't judge people like that. She didn't say anything except conversing with the black female passenger. Remember this, because today, June 9, is also going to be discussed. June 23, 2024, Sunday, bus 9, 1:58 p.m., bus number 3617. A black male yelled from inside of the bus to a black female who was in her vehicle, "Dumbass nigger." That's the epitome of a nigger, ignorant. The black female bus driver chuckled. Now, I said this was a black male who yelled out that in between the glass, the windows are closed, but yelled from inside of the bus at a black female who was driving her vehicle. It sounded like the black female R.T.A. driver chuckled. That could be confirmed because everything is recorded. June 24 on the bus. June 24, 2024. Remember that also. Monday, bus 11, 11:49 a.m., bus number 3310. Male R.T.A. federal employee, the driver, accelerated at a yellow light and then slammed on the brakes to avoid hitting bus 55 that was parked at a bus stop in front of him. Running red lights is a common occurrence of R.T.A. drivers. June 26, 2024. If you're considering giving up your vehicle, I would encourage you not to do so. June 26, 2024, Wednesday, bus 11, 10:28 a.m. A male R.T.A. bus driver, I think I heard him state that he usually drives bus 8, automatically assumed, because of the color of my skin, that I liked the Rolling Stones and that I must have gone to the Rolling Stones concert. I informed him that I like classical music. June 28, 2024, Friday, bus 9, 8:58 a.m., bus number 3803 at Huff and East 66. The R.T.A. bus driver of number 3803 turned the bus a wide left and cut off the sedan that was behind him driving in the same direction. June 28, 2024, Friday, bus 14, 10:55 a.m., number 3630 was the bus number. Female R.T.A. employee looks like she was cracking nutshells and eating nuts while she was driving. At 11 a.m., she then ignored a requested stop. Driving with their wrists while they're eating has also been documented by me. The bus numbers are documented, the time, the date, all of it, but I tried to abbreviate this list. July 3rd, 2024, Wednesday, bus 11, 8:16 a.m., bus number 3339. R.T.A. driver drove with his right arm stretched up, holding onto the clear plastic door that's on the right-hand side as he was driving. This is a plastic door that was installed during COVID, and it just remains there. So I have more than once just seen the drivers driving and just, stretched with their arms, with one arm just hanging on that plastic door instead of having both hands on the steering wheel. July 3rd, 2024, Wednesday, bus 11, 9:44 a.m., bus number 3339. Passenger played music on speaker. Driver did not tell the passenger to turn off the speaker or put headphones on in violation of state law on a federal bus. July 3rd, 2024, Wednesday, bus 7A, 5:23 p.m., number 3411 was the bus number. I was walking down Som Center Road and saw the bus parked against the curb on Som Center on its way driving towards Mayfield Rd. When I approached the bus, the driver was not sitting in the driver's seat because the driver had stopped the bus to run inside of Giorgio's Pizza or the other restaurant that's next door to Giorgio's Pizza in order to buy food for herself. Was this done on federal time? And I thought that you had to keep the buses moving. July 7, 2024, Sunday, bus 9, 6:04 p.m., bus number 4110. A white male passenger played a game on his phone with the sound up very loudly in violation of state law. The R.T.A. female driver, who was the same driver on the night that the black male tried to hijack the bus, she didn't say anything to him. She just continued to drive the bus. And this is after acknowledging to me after I guess when he hijacking occurrence, I don't know if that's what you can call it, because the guy just stood in the middle of the road and he wouldn't allow the bus to pass, and then he grabbed onto the passenger door and trying to stop the bus, physically stop the bus. That was that bus driver was the same bus driver on this day who had told me that she acknowledged that this is a federal bus who needs to obey state and federal laws. But on this date, she didn't say anything. However, this individual, this white male, possibly a homeless man, turned off the speaker, completely stopped even playing the game when I signaled that to get off of the bus. It remained off as I then waited for the bus to stop, and I stepped off of the bus. July 8, 2024, Monday, bus 11, 8:48 a.m. was a no-show. Bus 15 to Tri-C East drove past shortly after 8:48 a.m. Never stopped at the bus stop, just kept driving. A second bus to Tri-C East arrived shortly afterwards. So two bus 15s going to Tri-C East. One of them, first one didn't stop, second one did stop, but the bus 11 for 8:48 a.m. never showed. So, same date, July 8, Monday, bus 11, 9:17 a.m., number 3340. That's the bus that I then stepped onto, and I asked the female R.T.A. driver if the 8:48 a.m. bus 11 broke down. She stated that she didn't know. I then stated that I had a lot on R.T.A. and that I was going to submit everything that I have to the television stations. Remember this, because now I'm going to ride the bus on the next day. July 9, Tuesday, bus 11, 9:48 a.m., bus number 4106. Male R.T.A. employee repeatedly beeped the horn of the bus. He was falsely telling all drivers of caution because he was testing the horn of the bus. That should have been done before this bus was driven onto the road. This also causes drivers to momentarily take their eyes off of the road to see what the issue is. Where is the caution? Is the caution near them? Some thinking that it's their vehicle. This was watched by the transit police on their video screens. 10:05 a.m., number 4106 drove through a red light, turning left from Quincy onto East 105 with oncoming traffic. Running red lights is a frequent occurrence of R.T.A. drivers. I have it documented. 10:11 a.m., number 4106 disruptively beeped the horn of the bus on the busy street of Euclid Avenue at the Stokes bus stop to get the attention of an R.T.A. employee because number 4106, male R.T.A. employee, wanted to wave and did wave to the other male R.T.A. employee who was walking west on the same side of the street of Euclid Avenue. He wasn't alerting the people who were waiting for a bus at the Stokes shelter because he then immediately pressed on the horn again to inform those drivers within a very close, we're talking like maybe 20 seconds from where he just beeped his horn. He continued to press on the horn after this. 10:22 a.m., Cedar and, is it Remington or Demington, one of those, something like that. It's a very busy traffic area on Cedar Road in Cleveland Heights. Maybe it's Demington. I think it's Demington, because it's not Remington. I was typing while he was driving, so while I'm on the bus, I'm typing, and I instead of hitting the D, I hit the R. So I think it's Cedar and Demington, which is a very busy traffic area. Number 4106 repeatedly pressed on the horn and continued as he drove down the heavy traffic area of Cedar. 10:28 a.m. At Cedar and Lee, I had walked to the front of the bus after signaling to get off of the bus. I told the R.T.A. employee that the testing of the horn should be done before driving the bus onto the road. A black female behind me called me white trash. She was a passenger. I ignored her. The R.T.A. employee didn't say anything. Now he can't claim that he didn't hear her. The R.T.A. employee responded to me by shrugging his shoulders. Yeah, it should be tested before it gets on the road, but oh well, we don't do that. The black female employee then called me white trash again. So, once again, if you are going to say something to me that is rude and disrespectful, I will turn your words back on you, but you won't like it. So I referenced her as being Section 8. Well, now the R.T.A. male employee spoke up. He strongly defended her. He referenced not the passenger, her. You don't know what her living conditions are. And that I should watch what I say. Now, you've heard this entire list of times where I have been sexually harassed and just harassed by passengers. There's situations in here that I haven't even listed, and the driver said nothing. And just, oh no, don't point your finger at me. Who do you think you're talking to? So once again, this is the short list of Cleveland Regional Transit Authority.